Hey, Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor and best-selling author, and we are here to talk about the stock market. Yesterday, I gave you my 6 most disappointing stocks. Today, I'm gonna give you my top 5 and the ones that have really made me look amazing and made my portfolio beautiful. And I want to hand those to you if you don't already have them. Some you will have, some you should have. One, I'm like, bro, you definitely should have this. The rest we'll kind of get into. All right, so I'll try and start at the bottom. This list is not organized, in terms of gains, which is what I would have preferred, but it's not. So I'll look at these and try and organize them as I'm speaking, which is difficult. But let's go ahead and do it. So the stock market as a whole is up about 27%. It might get to 30 before the year is over. We'll see. But I'll start at the bottom with number 5. That one is Microsoft. Microsoft is up 58.9%. The football game is on. Microsoft is at the bottom, which is crazy. The worst, quote unquote, the worst best stock I had was up almost 60%. So it's 58.9% for Microsoft as of today, which is obviously very good. Had you invested in January of 2021, it's one of those, I call it the OG stock, or the really OG tech stock. It is super core, meaning like if you are a new investor and you don't know what to do, I think a Microsoft is for you. Like it's something that you can pretty much rely on. One of the most reliable tech names out there, but it ain't the only one that's on this list. So let's go ahead and move to number 2, or number 4 rather. I'm moving up. So that was 5. Let's go to 4. 4 is Goldman Sachs. Now Goldman Sachs has an interesting history. And I've been talking about Goldman Sachs for a while, been talking about financials for a while. I invested in Capital One. I wish I would have gotten Goldman Sachs looking back, but hey, things were different a year ago. The funny thing is, Courtney, the Ivy investor, had talked about Goldman Sachs in our 2021 investing yearbook. If you don't know what that is, we'll talk about it at the end, but we were considering doing one for this year. We ended up not, but if you want one, let me know. But anyway, she put Goldman Sachs as one of her best stocks for 2021. And it was. So if you had invested in it from January to now, you'd be up about 60%, which is awesome. I expect banking to do even better in 2022. So if you see Goldman Sachs slide in my portfolio, BlackRock slide into my portfolio for 2022, now you know why. Up 60% this year, obviously very good. Almost double what the market has done so far. All right. Now, the next one, going to number 3 on the list, is one that you have heard me talk about so much. So I'm not going to dive into it too much, but it is Google. Super simple, super easy. This is the one that I said on email, on anybody who would listen. I said, look, I think Google is the stock that nobody is talking about. I put it on paper. I put it in the 2021 yearbook and said, this is the one. And it kind of was. 62.9% ain't bad at all, and it's made my portfolio look very good, which I definitely appreciate. I've been in Google for a while. That ain't gonna change. That's definitely one that's going to translate over to 2022 for obvious reasons. All right, so now moving on to, I'm losing track of my numbers here. So 5, 4, 3, 2. Number 2 on the list is Nvidia, up 125.8% is what it is telling me here. And let me double check. Yes, up 125.8%, which is obviously very good. It's an easy company. I mean, they make the stuff that we use for everything. You got a digital watch, you're gonna need some chips for that. You got a computer, you got a TV, you got a nice camera. You're gonna need chips for all this stuff. You want to do metaverse? It's got to run on something. It's going to be an Nvidia chip, more than likely. Video games. So you just name it. Cars. Like this list goes on and on and on. It's one of the reasons they're up more than 125%. Super easy. Like this is one of those probably long-term names. It's not as OG as I would say Microsoft is, because they do so many other things. But I mean, this is not new for Nvidia. This is not new at all. So it's one that's like pretty easy pick. Thank you, Nvidia, for really making me look good for this year and making your boy a lot of money. All right, now the last one on this list, I did not. If I added it to my student watch list, if I talk about it, I believe in the company. So I don't put out stuff that I just I'm gonna just throw this out there and see what happens. So I do my research. We do videos on it, so I do expect them to do well. But never will I sit here and tell you, oh, I think this company is going to be up 425%. And that comes in at number 1 at Avis, ticker symbol CAR, the rental car company. I put it on there because I thought that, you know, and I put it on my list in June. So we did not have it in January. That does impact numbers. But I thought, hey, look, things are opening up. Mississippi State is getting blown out right now. But I'm sitting here thinking, you know, the world's going to open up. Rental cars is going to be a place that people are going to go to. I think it's safer than airlines in terms of returns, because airlines can be real sketchy, like real sketchy in the era of the coronavirus. I said, boom, okay, we're gonna go with Avis, and that's what we're gonna do. And it had just absolutely exploded. I even did a TikTok on it, real loud when it exploded, like that, you know, 50%, whatever that percentage was. But so far, year to date, up 127% for the year, which is amazing, and that is obviously going to skew the results of what I'm going to tell you here in a second. But that is obviously an incredible number, one that did have a business case. I didn't expect it again to be up more than 400%. Nobody sits here and predicts that, but I'll take it. I will take it because the research did make sense in terms of world opening up, people wanted to travel, people weren't necessarily loving the flight aspect of things with the virus, and rentals were like the safer way to go too. So that's another point that made sense at the time. So those were the top five. I'll read them off just in the order that they are on my computer. We got Avis, ticker symbol CAR, CAR, Google, y'all know what Google is, Goldman Sachs, ticker symbol GS, Microsoft, MSFT, y'all should know that one, and then Nvidia, NVDA, talked about that a lot. Some of these were really easy. I think Goldman Sachs, you had to kind of find that one. Avis, you really kind of had to find that one. The rest of them just blatantly obvious. It's like, take the easy money if you can, right? And you don't have to really dig super, super deep and look really, really hard to find solid gains in the market. Like, Microsoft is easy, okay? Google is easy. Take those, right? That obviously makes sense. So what I'm gonna do now is give you the number for what had happened, or what would have happened rather, if you had taken all of these. Take the 6 from yesterday plus the 5 from today, and I'll give you a list of all of them. And you said, look, this is what would have happened if I started January 1 and held and did absolutely nothing until really the end of November. The reason why I said the end of November is because the program that I use the entire month. So because December's not over yet, we got what we got. All right, so if you're taking all 11 of these, and I'll read them off here in a second, you would have actually made 85.64%, which is real nice compared to the 27% that we got in the market. So all 11 together, and there's a reason why I did all 11, I'll give you this as well, is we got Avis, Google, Goldman Sachs, Nvidia, Microsoft. Those are the best 5, and I took my most disappointing 6, and that was PayPal, Square, Amazon, Visa, Disney, and Colgate-Palmolive. You probably don't want those sticker symbols, but we did talk about those yesterday, so feel free to go back and watch that one. Now, the logic here, and what I've talked about all the time, is because you never really know which stock is really going to pop and which one is going to grow the absolute most. This is why my philosophy when I'm investing in individual stocks, I try and have them all split out and be even. So in this case, they're all at 9%. One of them is at 10, just to make the numbers work. You know, in my portfolio on public, I think I have 9 or 11 stocks, whatever it is. I try and break those out evenly and put the exact same amount in all of them. And at that 6-month mark, at that 1-year mark, I try and even things out so that you can have enough money in each of these buckets, and that you won't be overweight in one area where you can get hurt. So for example, if I had looking back, I would put 99% of my money in Avis. Duh, right? But we didn't know that. If you were to really ask me and I had to say which one of these companies do you want to put more money into, I probably would have said Square, and I probably would have been looking stupid. So what we did, and what I do in real life, is say, look, we take these, take 100%, divided by how many stocks you have or how many you want, and boom, that way you're even. So that if you are wrong multiple times, it's not going to absolutely kill your portfolio because you are biased and you really love a company. I love Disney. I love Marvel stuff. Y'all not getting more than 9% in this example because y'all lost money, right? And because things were even, and Avis was so good, and Nvidia was so good, that helped us out. And even though it's an unfair fight, right? We have 5 really good ones compared to 6 bad ones. So if you didn't weigh these evenly, you really could have taken this exact same allocation, this exact same set of investments, and got way different results if you did not have things evenly. So wanted to throw that out there and just kind of give you a little bit of background when we talk about, weighing your portfolio and asset allocation, which is how much money are you putting in each of these buckets, and show you the differences of how things can be. You mess up here, right, and you believe more in one than the other, it can really mess you up, or it can really help you. Depends on how you want to look at it. So just want to throw that out there. All right, so I think that is it for me. Yes, that is it for me. I'm just looking here, make sure I've covered everything I need to cover, and check my notes. All right, so let me know what you think. What were your top 3 or top 5, whatever works for you, best investments for the year? What worked, what didn't work? Tomorrow we've got more end of year content that we're going to discuss about what we think about 2022, what are some other lessons that we've learned in 2021, and so on. If you got any other questions or things that you want to talk about for 2021 before we hit the new year, or things that you definitely want to see in 2022, let me know in the comments. Y'all know I'll be in the comments. I'll be responding. I'll be looking. I'll be reading. All right. Hit the like and subscribe button. Do that. Hit the like and subscribe button, and make sure you sign up for my free course at buildingbread.com/free class. All right. That's it for me. Talk to you guys later. Bye.